Hey you guys, it's Paige of Pure Vita Performance, your cycling, nutrition, and mindset coach and coach to the Pure Vita Mavericks. And I'm coming to you today with a cycling tip. So today we're talking tires. So I'm going to ask a few questions and see what your thoughts are on these. So number one is, when was the last time you changed your tires? Two is, do you remember the last time you changed your tires, or have you ever changed them? And three is, do you actually know what to look for, or what the general rule of thumbs is for changing tires? So there's two reasons why you would change your tires. Number one, you've put on a gazillion kilometers and it's time. And number two, your bike could be old and you may have never have changed them. So it could be that your bike has been in your garage for a while. Maybe you had kids and your road bike got parked, and now you found this really amazing group to ride with, and so you've pulled it out like nothing and started riding it. So there's a couple of things that I want you to look for if that's the case. So number one, the rule of thumb is if you ride 1 or 2 times per week, then you should change your tires depending on the length of the ride every couple of years. So 5,000 to 10,000 kilometers. If you ride more than that, you're going to have to change them sooner. If you're riding year round, there's some places that can ride year round. We're in the Great White North, so we're riding seasonally. However, we do ride on trainers indoors, and so that's another thing to think about, because your tire is actually wearing down. So if you haven't put on a trainer tire, then it could be time to change them out. But you can keep that tire for your trainer, so you don't actually have to buy a trainer tire, although it's a very good idea to do that. Another thing is you could take it into a bike shop to have a look at your tires if you're really concerned. But a couple of ways to know is just to look on the outside of the tire. The first way, and really easy way, is your tire's like this, and so this is the top. If you can balance a coin on there and it's nice and flat, it's time to change your tires. If you look along the sidewalls of the tires and there's cracks or there's any cuts or anything like that, it's time to change your tires. And another place that I want you to look that actually surprised me on one of my group rides with the Pure Vita Mavericks was along the sidewall where the bead and sort of where the bead of the tire is and the rim. I had one of my clients, we were riding along and then we heard this huge bang. And so I pulled over, and we all pulled over, and I changed the tire. And then it went bang again. And I had checked the whole inside of the tire and everything to see, if there was glass or staples or nails or anything like that in the tire, and there was nothing. So I couldn't figure this out, and then we did a second one and someone was watching, and so I wasn't seeing it because it was just the way the tire was, where I was pumping it up, wasn't visual to me. But one of the Mavericks saw that the tire was actually bulging out the side, and so there was a cut along the bead, and it was as a result of having never changed the tires, and the bike was probably around 8 years old. So it's just something to think about. If you haven't ever changed your tires, you definitely want to be doing that. And the other story, just really quickly, is about me. And I was so green and such a rookie when I started, but this was in about 2009, and I was riding with a group in Vancouver around Stanley Park, and we were just doing 10-kilometer laps, and I was going up a hill and I could feel this thump 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 thump, and next thing I know, I couldn't figure out what it was, and so then I asked one of the guys, because I was always the only girl, and I had no idea that I needed to change my tires. Zero. I don't know why. It just had never occurred to me that that was going to be a thing. And I had put thousands of kilometers on these tires. And sure enough, you could actually see it had worn right down, and you could see the tire kind of bulging out. So I very gingerly rode home and went to the bike shop and got some new tires. So you do not want that to happen to you. So definitely, if you've never changed your tires, get them changed. If it's been a couple of years, scope them out, check them. If you've got a flat top where you could balance a coin on it, time to get them changed. If they're cracked along the sidewalls, time to get them changed. And if there's any cuts. So just, it's doing an inspection at this time of year. And for anyone who rides year round, I'm sure this is something that you do, and maybe not. Maybe this is news to you. So I hope this was a helpful tip for you this week, and I will catch you next week. Mwah. Bye.